will start where she says, then one day, just before the evening oblation, a sacrament that each division separately participated in through their prayers and worships, which ascended in tandem at the self-same hour after sunset, during the twilight hour, as well as at the beginning of the new day, in honor of the Almighty, Rahel, in a reflective mood, wondered as she prepared her heart for worship. It was approaching the end of the 6th day, just before the beginning of the 7th day. The twilight hour hovered, serenity settled. Spikes spilled from the setting sun, clothing craggy rocks in studded colors of coats of gold, yellow, and burnt orange. The reflection filled cracked crevices with a molten volcanic apparition. The surrounding grass was like a burnished copper. Rahel gazed at the bejeweled scenery, forgetting the legendary warning that strange things on the borderline attracted unsuspecting wanderers, beckoned by the beauty of the mysterious, dazzling display. And that's alliteration. Her eyes dreamily drifted, drawn by the golden, glittering canvas of the sky. Mindlessly she walked, a dreamer and a lover of nature, compelled against her will. She smiled as she remembered the warm response and encouragement given to Nathan on the 2nd anniversary of his tenure as leader. She didn't get an opportunity to speak to him afterwards, but their gazes had met and locked, and he had smiled warmly at her above the heads of the bodies that separated them. She couldn't recall just when she crossed the border, but she knew for certain the exact moment she had strayed too far. Now, the borderline separates two villages you would read in the blue, the believing village and the unbelieving village. And whenever any believer wandered across by the unbelievers, they were captured and kept as slaves. So they were warned not to cross the border. She couldn't recall just when she crossed the border, but she knew for certain the exact moment she had strayed too far. Suddenly, the serenity of the evening was replaced by noises. The sun sank, taking with it its warmth. Twilight ran off behind them. Darkness immediately descended, filling the void and partnering with a cold forest to close around her. Her heart raced. Desperately, she circled the area, trying to find her way back out. All tracks had disappeared. She sank under a weight of dread and fear as every terrified turn was greeted with looming shadows. A buzzing sound, a flash of light, xenophobia, a burst of breeze on brow. Wings? She is the third one. One voice, but several tones. She is the third one. The third, on the 6th, she spun around, a flickering light. Wings? Rapid breathing. The final piece for ultimate power, the seat of our authority is determined. Wildly, she swung around, a burst of breeze. She was fast, but the person was faster. The final battle is here. How many of them were there? The words appeared to be coming in tones. We will regain our territory. They have kept it from us for far too long. The time is at hand. What felt like a furry arm suddenly locked around her. Hyperventilation. Her 110-pound frame was effortlessly lifted. Speedily, it ran with her for what seemed like ad infinitum before depositing her on a hard surface. Wildly, she thrashed around. Hairy arms restrained her. She fainted. One more. All right. So I can take you, let me take you to the hall now where she has fainted. And when she comes to, maybe not, this is now the point where she is so scared. Instead of people, she is now seeing animals. So this is the part of the book where people normally say, okay, we were trying to understand the first part, but what really happened is that in her fear, People took on the character traits of animals. So she is just seeing animals. So here I go. They filtered urgently into the hall. Word had spread. All were anxious to see the third sixth. An imperceptible rumble rattled the shed as they chatted excitedly. She felt like she was awake, but when she tried to move, her body was heavy. She felt like her eyes were open because she saw them. Mambas, pythons, constrictors, snakes slithering around her. Yet, when she tried to open her eyes wider, her lids were heavy and she felt like she was dreaming. Wildly, she fought as her feet made contact with something cold and leathery. She was spread out on a plank at the back of the hall on display, like a corpse, lying in state before the assembly began. A good prey for the lion. This may serve to distract him from Lila. A lion? Had she died? Was this what death felt like? Was her soul traveling? Was she hallucinated? A sudden hush settled before a weak voice shouted, "The prophecy is being fulfilled. The time has come for us to claim what is rightfully ours." A roar ascended. The air around her became heavy. Had they closed the lid of the casket? What was blocking out the source of oxygen? Something? Someone? Some things? What was going on around her? Livingstone Kitchlet stood unopposed, haughty in unilateral, powerful, autonomous autocracy. His turned-down mouth a distinctive feature and telling indicator of his shifting, largely brooding personality. On this particular evening, however, he was exuberant, self-secure in his self-imposed sovereignty. You all are in this building because of my vision. Is it not I who made the Babelites great? I built all of what you now enjoy. Oh, mercy, there he goes again, Tiagra drawled. The naysayer said it would never happen, he laughed. I am sure that the signature clock served you in good stead to find a hall from wherever you are. He boasts about the clock. The clock? Tiagra was aghast. He didn't even want the clock. It was Rottweiler's idea. Rottweiler fought him tooth and nail to have that clock. And now because Rottweiler is dead, he is trying to claim credit. That is the nature of the beast. A wry rebuttal. In his estimation, no leader existed before him, nor would one rise up after him. He believes himself to be the beginning and the end, but he would learn the hard lesson like all other leaders before him. Come here, my son. Pearlfish strode to the front. He will eat his gonads out. A wry, dry, cynical comment. Can't he see what become of Cumber? Bottom licking, anus dwelling, gonad nibbling, pearlfish smiled. A promotion was on the horizon.